Yo, what's cracking, everybody? I'm so glad you clicked the link and pulled up to the channel. You knew we'd be here for this, and after my last Pete and Baz video, you guys knew what I'd be wearing today, right? Of course. What else would I be putting on for a brand new single from Pete and Baz? Look, this one is called Chunky Chips, and I had to look up exactly what that meant, because here in America, it means cookies, basically. If someone starts talking about a chunky chip, most people are going to think of Chips Ahoy chunky chip cookies. All right, but that is not what it means in the UK. It is basically in America what we will call steak fries, those big, thick cut French fries. You heard? So that's what chunky chips means. If any of my American friends are wondering as we get cracking on this. If you're brand new to the channel, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a minute while we check out Pete and Baz, the OGs. I got to tell you from the top, going to be stopping and pausing and talking about the video, y'all. If that bugs you, you want to hear it straight through word, no problem. Click the link. Going to bounce you over to the Sindhu World channel, which distributes a lot of Pete and Baz's music. You should like, subscribe, and comment while you're over there. Then hit that back button, right? Come over here, hang out with us down in the comments, and let's get a conversation going about this. You feel me? All right, you guys, we just had new Pete and Baz like, what, 3-4 weeks ago. We had Southeast Enders, which, man, I really liked that one. So I'm equally excited for this one right here. I wasn't expecting new music again so quick, so word. We here for it. Let me get the headphones on. Yeah, we Gucci. All right. Whew, let's do this, everybody. Pete and Baz, Chunky Chips. Let's go.
Press and I look the business. 10 gold rings on me cockney digits. Couple of sovereigns, a couple of signets. A fist to the face and he's left with stitches. Size 15 in my leather band loafers. 20 pound note in my coat for my chauffeurs. Top hat coattails at the back make a man disappear like it's hocus pocus.
All right. Just want to get a feel for that right there. I like the lyrics on the screen. It's very helpful. With my American ears, sometimes it is a little bit difficult to understand what they're saying. First, let's talk about this beat right here. 91 Shots, which I do believe is Dex and 9 are making these beats. 9 and Dex, if I said it backwards, I don't know. I haven't peeped out their music yet, you guys, but I'm gonna. It's on my list. This shit I am gonna be doing for sure. But this beat right here is something special in my ears. It sounds very reminiscent of older school hip hop, specifically, clearly flute-heavy hip hop. The flute you don't hear a lot, but there is like a vein of it running through hip hop. The one that comes to mind for me is aptly named The Flute Song by the Alcoholics. The Alcoholics are kind of more of an indie underground hip hop trio. I highly recommend you check them out. But they've got a song called The Flute Song that sounds very similar to this, not in a copycat way, but in a just a way that's reminiscent of it. Check that song out if you haven't heard it. Now let's go back here with some of these bars, which I really liked. Let's just run it right back here. Like this 10 gold rings on my cockney fingers. 3-piece pressed and I look the business.
Press and I look the business. 10 gold rings on me cockney digits. Couple of sovereigns, a couple of signets.
What are a couple of sovereigns, a couple of signets? What is that? I'm not sure what that is, to be honest with you guys. Let me know in the comments. What's a sovereign and a signet? I feel like I should know. I feel like I'm just forgetting something obvious right now, but let me know.
It's a fist to the face and he's left with stitches.
I like that right there.
Size 15 in my leather band loafers. 20 pound note in my coat for my chauffeurs.
He does look pretty tall. How tall is old Basil anyways? How tall is he?
Top hat coattails at the back make a man disappear like it's hocus pocus.
All right, I like that bar. Sorry about that, you guys. I like that bar specifically because he describes himself as being in a top hat and coattails, and then he's going to make a man disappear like it's hocus pocus, which is what a magician says, which a magician also wears. Typically, the old school magicians at least would wear a top hat and tails in a tuxedo. So that goes together real nice. I like the visuals there.
God bless when the snub nose sneezes.
And I like that too. God bless when the snub nose sneezes. That's a very clever way of being like the snub nose, of course, being a gat. When it sneezes, it shoots. God bless, like when somebody sneezes, but also God bless you because you out. I like that. That's very clever. Fleet full of blacked out mercs for my geezers. And then he comes right in after that with a Lord Jesus, which kind of ties in with that God bless, right? Blacked out mercs. That's Mercedes Benz, right? That's what he's talking about. I assume that's the same in the UK as here in America.
God bless when the snub nose sneezes. Fleet full of blacked out mercs for me geezers. Lord Jesus, boot full of heaters. Sell dirt bags to the teens like Wheaters.
Woo! Okay, sell dirt bags to the teens like Wheatus. That's a clever bar right there, too. I don't know how many people might catch that bar. I know that because I know who Wheatus is because they're in a movie I used to like back in the day called Loser. Well, they weren't in the movie, but their song relevant to that bar was in that movie. This is way back. Like Loser stars that kid from American Pie, Jason something or the other, the main star of American Pie. But the band Wheatus was a thing back around that time, early 2000, 2001, something in there. But they had a song called "I Was a Teenage Dirtbag" that was in that movie. It's got a really like weird sound to it, like the voice is real falsetto and strange sounding, right? So the song kind of blew up a little bit with that movie. But so what he says right here is very clever. Let's go back.
Jesus, boot full of heaters. Sell dirt bags.
Sell dirt bags to the teens like Wheatus. Their song, "I Was a Teenage Dirtbag." Sell dirt bags to the teens like Wheatus. A dirt bag, in my estimation, what he's saying, he's talking about dirt weed, like back in the day. Dirt weed is like weed that would come across in America over the border from Mexico, right? Filled with seeds, compressed usually into gas tanks and wheel wells, and it would be terrible and horrible. We called it dirt weed, and dirt bags would be bags of dirt weed. You feel me?
To the teens like Wheaters. Now I'm banging on my chest like a chimpanzee. Stepped in an M&S vest in my gym.
I like to bang it on my chest like a chimpanzee, of course. What's a stepped in an M&S vest and my gym jams? I think gym jams are pajamas, right? What's an M&S vest? I'm not familiar with that.
I was banging up food like a bin man. Went to a gaff with a gate from a zinc.
Okay, bagging up food like a bin man, I'm assuming is going to be the guy in the grocery store that bags your food for you when you buy it. But what is went to a gaff with a gate from a tin can? What does that mean? That is like a foreign language right now in my American ears. Let me know in the comments, everybody. Went to a gaff with a gate from a tin can. I mean, it sounds nice. It's got a nice alliteration popping off the tongue for a rap verse, but I have no idea what that means. You heard.
Bags to the teens like Wheaters. Now I'm banging on my chest like a chimpanzee. Stepped in an M&S vest in my gym jeans. I was banging up food like a bin man. Went to a gaff with a gate from a zinc. I made a 2-bed flat, me palace. I made a 2-price start, me jealous. Still boxes, they hold me fellas. Dragged up me, pack 'em down, shot me in Paris.
Yo, his flow is switching up a little bit right here. I feel like Pete's experimenting around just a little bit. These are subtle flow switches. But you can notice it right here. First off, more clever bars here. Silk boxers, they hold my phallus. But like he said, like he made a two room flat his palace. He made a 2-pint stein his chalice. That's a dope bar and a dope visual. Like he made the hood stuff like his kingdom. You feel me?
Me palace. I made a 2-price start, me jealous. Still boxes, they hold me fellas. Dragged up me, pack 'em down, shot me in Paris.
Dragged up in Peckham, now I'm shopping in Paris. Is Peckham like a rough part of town, I'm assuming? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm a grumpy git. I got fingers thicker than a chunky chip. My handshake strong like a monkey grip. And I can crumble a man if I punch a rib. Run the door, I don't want diseases for.
All right, come on. That's where we get the title of the song right there. All right, but I liked his flow right here too. And in the beginning, he had that little pause, which is real tight. And then a series of these 3-syllable rhymes right after that. Let's go back and hear that again, you guys. I got fingers thicker than a chunky chip. All right, here we go. Right at the end of the I'm shopping in Paris bit. But listen to these nice 3-syllable rhymes as he comes through here.
Paris, yeah.
And that pause right there, yeah. And then he waits on the beat. That's perfect. Come on.
Pack 'em down, shot me in Paris. Yeah, I'm a grumpy git. I got fingers thicker than a chunky chip. My handshake strong.
He's got grumpy git, chunky chip. Wait, grumpy git, chunky chip, monkey grip.
like a monkey grip, and I can crumble a man if I punch you.
And they can crumble a man if I punch a rib. Those are great bars right there, and they're super clever, man. I really like that. And that is obviously, once I already said where we get the title of the song from this little verse right here. I like that it comes from that and not from the chorus. That's cool.
Paris. Yeah, I'm a grumpy git. I got fingers thicker than a chunky chip. My hands shake strong like a monkey grip, and I can crumble a man if I punch a rib.
Yeah.
Grab the dome, I don't want diseases. Furthermore, I don't want to spread my genus.
He's switching his flow up a little bit right here too. He's kind of carrying that last bit, that last word on the bar out. Genus. Wrap my dome. I don't want diseases. Put a condom on. And he doesn't want any babies. He doesn't want to spread his genus.
Wrap the dome, I don't want diseases. Furthermore, I don't want to spread my genus. Coitus is easy like ABC. These birds want to gobble up the D when they meet us.
Coitus is easy like ABC. These birds want to gobble up the D when they meet us. Come on. Or first thing, the meet us rhymes with the meet us rhymes with the genus and diseases. But then he's got the ABCD little tie-in right there. That was really clever. The ABC with the gobble the D really brought that up a whole notch on the bar writing right there. That was super clever. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again. I feel like I'm losing my voice. All right, here we go.
Wrap the dome, I don't want diseases. Furthermore, I don't want to spread my genus. Coitus is easy like ABC. These birds want to gobble up the D when they meet us. Timeless style, walk with an ash. Bald on the top, long hair at the back. Ours on the motor, bills in the stack. These birds want to bonk when I flash this cash. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, chuck it on the Yorkshire's. You get rich like me, son, your best sign a prenup. You don't want divorces. Licking off shots as I walk my schnazzer. The fiend stepping up for the marching pad.
I love these guys, man. That's one of the things that I love about hip hop when it's done, and it should be done by pretty much every rapper. Like every rapper should be paying homage to the rappers that come before them, being in obvious ways or in little Easter eggs that only hip hop heads are going to notice. It's kind of like part of the game, you feel me? And what he did right there was a double homage to Wu-Tang Clan. So not only does he have the Wu-Tang Clan's classic line, "Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bills, y'all." I mean, iconic rap verbiage right there, okay? But then he also threw in a very subtle, unless you know what you're listening to, at least I would think it's pretty subtle, a subtle reference to Old Dirty Bastard in there. You guys know what that was? Did you get the ODB part in there? The ODB part is when he said, well, here, let's listen to it.
This cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, chuck it on the Yorkshire's. You get rich like me, son, your best sign a prenup. You don't want divorces.
Did you hear that ODB in there? It's when he says horses and divorces. ODB had a very unique way of rapping where he would sing-song a whole lot of crazy words all the time, just like that. But he says horses, and he's making it, what is it, diphthonging it up and down, whatever it's called when you do that. And then he does the same thing on divorces. I promise you, that is a direct homage to ODB. God rest his soul. Can you believe that man died in 2004? That's crazy, man. It's crazy. He never even really got to see what Wu-Tang meant to the industry and what Wu-Tang meant to hip-hop. But anyways, he's still getting his props here in 2025 from a couple of old white UK Gs. I'm talking about, man. Let's hear that again. I'll let it go.
Birds when I bonk when I flash this cash. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, chuck it on the Yorkshire's.
Yes.
You get rich like me, son, your best sign a prenup. You don't want divorces. Licking off shots as I walk my schnazzer. The fiend stepping up for the marching pad. Dishing that food like a delicatessen.
He said the fiends stepping out for their marching powder. Yeah, the fiends want their powder. That's hilarious. I love it. I love all their little gangster dope dealing bars they sneak into these things, man.
Your best sign a prenup, you don't want divorces. Licking off shots as I walk my schnazzer. The fiend stepping up for the marching pad. Dishing that food like a delicatessen, cause I'm a bad me cheese fella, I love me gather. 3-piece dress and I look the business. 10 gold rings on me, cockney digits. Couple of sovereigns, a couple of signets. A fist to the face and he's left with stick.
Dude, you guys hear that violin in the background that just came in? I don't think that's been there until just now. Or if it has been there, I didn't notice it till just now. That's a really nice layer to this music, man. First off, the flute is sick. The bass is on point, but that violin right there that's a really nice addition, boys.
10 gold rings on me, cockney digits. Couple of soft rings,
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple of signets. A fist to the face and he's left with stitches. Size 15 in my leather band loafers. 20 pound note in my coat from my chauffeurs. Top hat coattails at the back make a man disappear like it's hocus pocus.
That's a nice touch with the disappear and ha. That was cool. How that bass with that flute is just sick, you guys. Really good job on this music. It ends with like a little like hocusy pocusy magician kind of that bit they did with the cymbals and then the do at the end. That was cool, man. I really like that beat. I really like those bars, and it seems to me that Pete is expanding out on his flow a little bit. Like he seems to me he's trying some new things along the way. And Baz has always been really good with the little pauses. The pauses, it's not just waiting. Like you have to do it rhythmically. You have to do it in time with the 1, 2, 3, 4, the beat, or you're gonna fuck it up and it's gonna mess up your whole verse if you pause in the wrong spot. But so it's not just like the fact that he's pausing. I said he knows when to do it, when it really emphasizes what he's saying, and how good it just makes his flow sound, right? But Pete, I feel I'd have to go back and listen to some more of their music. Is starting to switch it up a little bit. Honestly, it seems like these guys are actually getting a little bit better. Which I'm not saying they were bad to begin with. They're fucking great, as you know. If you watch my channel, I am a big fan. But like, I feel like they're turning it up a little bit. You guys, what do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Is it the same old Pete and Baz with their top-notch skills, or are they actually cranking it up a little bit here as they get going even harder in the game? You let me know. Love hanging out with you guys so much. I love watching these Pete and Baz videos with you guys. All my friends over there in the UK, thank you so much for tuning in as well. If you want to support the channel, consider grabbing a t-shirt. But even more importantly than that, just hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that thumbs up on your way out the door, all right? I'll see you in the next video, you guys. Peace.